Okay, I'm here outside Parker Center where protesters have descended on the place. It was during Chief Gates' news conference. They got here. It's been growing steadily. With me is one of the protesters. He cannot give his name, but tell me, what exactly, how do you feel about all of this?
I feel that it's a great travesty of justice. I feel that the jury in Simi Valley gave the okay to continue to abuse and oppress and suppress black people in this country. I feel that there is an undercurrent of racism and that the system is rotten to the core. And I couldn't sit in my home and just watch it on television. I had to come here and let my voice be heard.
Where are these people from? And Pat, maybe you can go and show a little bit of the protest here. Where are these people from?
I think most of them, like myself, came down as individuals. I think we just decided that we were not going to sit at home and just and like couch potatoes and just watch. We have to be heard.
So these people, this is not an organized effort, you're telling me?
This is not an organized effort. These are concerned citizens. We are the people. We are Rodney King's peers. We are Eula May Love's peers. We are Latasha Harlan's peers, not that jury in Ventura.
Maybe you can join us here real quickly. Do you have any sense this is organized, or is this going to keep growing? What is it?
I don't know if it's going to keep growing. I hope it keeps growing. We need all the support we can. I mean, we are his peers. We're the group of peers. You know, I don't understand this. I talked with one lady. It seems like to me the media wants to hype violence. You know, it's not about violence, but if it comes to that, then that's something we have to deal with when it comes about. But I'm like this. I mean, the videotape was self-explanatory. I mean, that was just self-explanatory. There's nothing more you can say. I was sitting at home watching TV. My baby was asleep. I was just watching HBO or whatever it was, and all of a sudden I flipped the channel and here's the non-guilty. I started crying. I mean, that hurt because it was like it happened to me. I could have been his sister.
You know, what we have here, we have city leaders, Daryl Gates included, but the council members too, Mark Ridley Thomas, Mike Wu, calling for everyone to be calm. How does that strike you? You don't want
I think it's pretentious. It sounds like reverse psychology. And it's they can sit in their comfortable places, in their status quo, in their bourgeoisie, and call for us to not be violent. We have grown since the 1960s. We are not about to wreak havoc on our own communities. We are not about to be contained and imprisoned in a caged environment and burn down our own houses. We are not going to do that. We are going to march through Los Angeles. We are going to take it to the Civic Center.
Do you think this is going into the night? Is that your intention?
I'm not leaving.
Okay, now let's go back. We want to show our viewers what Chief Gates had to say a little less than an hour ago. The chief walked in. Let's roll that tape on Chief Gates right now. The Chief Daryl Gates refused to say how he personally felt about the verdicts. He said that he hoped calm would remain. He was very low-key about it, and he just wanted everyone to be peaceful. Okay, here we are. We're back again in front of Parker Center here, and this protest is growing. It's not the block long yet. I don't want to exaggerate this. There are about 200 people here. We are talking to a few more of them who just came up. What started you to come here? Was there a group that called you here, or what?
No, I actually called my friend. I was just disgraced by the verdict, and I think that it has a bad image for the rest of white America that wants to say this isn't right, and it's not right to be racist, and that he shouldn't get away with it. None of them should get away with that.
Do you and your friends, are you talking to people here? Do you guys think you're going to stay the night, or what is the purpose of this?
We will. We just wanted to come out and show our support for Rodney King, his family, that this just cannot happen in America today. I think it's just a disgrace.
And if you let it happen once, it's going to happen again.
Well, thank you again. We don't want to overemphasize this. There is a protest, about 200 people here. We will be here through the rest of the evening, of course, to see what, if anything else, goes on. Right now, they're just walking along the sidewalk, protesting, saying, what do we want? Gates now. The Gates must go. That's basically their protest. Reporting live from Parker Center, this is Linda Breakstone. Now let's go back to you at the studio.
This is a tape from Parker Center, I'm just being told.
This is a demonstration that was promised after the verdict came in and materialized quite some time ago. This tape is from a few minutes ago. I can tell you, and I don't know whether we'll see it on the tape. Well, now you see people throwing stuff at, I say stuff, I assume to be rocks, maybe dirt, at the front of Parker Center. There's a group of people that tried to burn an American flag That was probably a half an hour ago. I don't believe they were successful. This is Parker Center again. This is tape of a few minutes ago. I am assuming this demonstration is still going on in front of Parker. Now here you do see, obviously, a big police with a involving the 4 officers accused in the beating of Rodney King.
We're being told that several patrol cars have been surrounded near Parker Center downtown. All of the officers in the Central Division are being instructed to put on their helmets with shields in the area near the police headquarters. Several people made a brief assault on the front of Parker Center, according to our City News Service wire copy here.
Have Linda Breakstone at Parker Center. Linda, we've been waiting for you. What can you tell us?
Hey, Paul, we're standing by. We haven't come live because this line has not moved for about 15 minutes. They've been kind of taunting the police officers. Pat, if you can show right here the line of police officers, they're all there waiting. Look at all, it goes all the way back to the police door back there. You can see all cops all the way back there, and they've been waiting. Now, the protesters over here are just kind of gathering energy, and they kind of advance toward the officers, and then they pull back, and they advance, and they pull back. So it's kind of a game of chicken, if you will, in that they are just kind of waiting them out and waiting to see what they're going to do. Now, earlier we had quite a scene where the protesters did storm the doors of Parker Center, and you can see they broke the glass everywhere. They haven't. Finally, they did arrest a couple of people. They had a few people back.
We are being requested that we take you out to Linda Breakstone. She's been monitoring the situation at Parker Center, where there's been a standoff between police and demonstrators for the better part of the evening here. What's happening, Linda?
Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to record this as well.
Okay, Paul and Ann, are you there?
We're here. Can you
Go
hear
ahead,
us?
Linda.
Go ahead.
We can hear you now. You can. Let's take the camera over there and show all the protesters that are now starting to march. There was at one point a big group that came. This thing is swelling as the minutes go by. A big group that came. They started burning rags and throwing them into the street. Now we're going to go in deeper as long as our cable will let us go here. Are we back now?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. We're going to go in deeper and show you the core of this thing, what's going on. Let's go this way. They're just getting... I'm sorry, we're still hung up in our court here. They're just marching up and down the streets, and they formed a big bulkhead here at the end of at the corner. And what they're trying to do, they realize they cannot get further into Parker Center, so they've decided to regroup. They're coming back here and going right here with the chants. No justice, no peace is what they're chanting. You can hear them now. We can still going here. Well, let's go.
No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. We ain't got nothing to say. There should never change, people. There should never have been a change of venue. No justice. There should never have been a change of venue.
Yeah, Paul, about an hour ago, I was up in Parker Center right before the violence broke out here. I was up on the 6th floor and asked them, and each one of the press officers just simply did not know. And I do know these people. I've worked with them for a while. They did not know what was going on. So if it is a higher command from Chief Daryl Gates, he has not let his press officers know about it. They were truly baffled. They were watching TV, just as shocked as anyone else was about all of this.
Almost hit my old lady in the face. Are you happy? Huh? Does that make you feel good for your community? Hey, shut up, Mark.
You know, one thing that was, again, this is just speculation on the part of LAPD press. They were trying to get a hold of the field commanders. They were speculating that the officers did not want to go in, that the officers were angry. Yes. What you have here is this gentleman with a white T-shirt on has been one of the, in fact, we had him on the air earlier. He's been one of the leaders of the protest. He came, he didn't want to give his name. The other gentleman just came. There are some Christian rightists here, and that seems to be a conflict between the two of them right now. I think it will be. I spoke to a few of them earlier, and one of them would not go on camera. He said, "I can't get in the middle of this." They did not know what to do. The one and another one I did speak to echoed the same sentiment, that they did not want to get in the middle of it, didn't know what to do, what to feel. Although, I mean, I'm not saying that goes for all black police officers. Another officer here is on the line, and we just spoke with him, and he was fine, and he was quite concerned about the protesters, and he did not sanction anything that they were doing at all. I thought the whole thing was kind of silly.
This is an arrest taking place at Parker Center. Let's watch.
Demonstration there been going on this afternoon and tonight. Police are moving in on somebody.
It's just been a face-off until
It looks like they're
just
moving now. It looks to me like the demonstrators are either moving out or moving or changing locations.
It's like they're leaving the grass in front of the building and getting back on the sidewalk. Does that seem like that to you?
If you can hear me, this is Linda Breakstone.
Go, Linda.
At Parker Center.
Go.
Right in the middle of it, as you can see, they're throwing bottles and rocks at the officers. They're trying to drive the officers back into Parker Center.
It's yours, Linda. You tell us what you see.
Keep talking.
Right now, they drove them back, and they've stopped on this end. Let's turn around. Let's turn around this way. Let's turn around this way. We are hearing loud noises. I don't know what they are. Sounds like they're throwing bottles again. That's the same sound we heard earlier when they were throwing the bottles, so I assume that is what's going on.
Linda, have you seen anybody hit with bottles or rocks?
No, they've thrown them into Parker Center's lobby area over the heads of the cops, so I have not seen anybody hit.
Nobody hit, that's good.
But in the middle of this melee, who knows? I cannot be sure of that. Here we go again.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much. As you can see, they just keep storming the cops on every side. The officers are trying to hold them back, and they're just storming in there.
Well, so far I've seen no aggressive moves on the part of the officers. They seem to be just standing their ground, Linda.
I'm sorry, Paul, could you repeat that?
I say the officers just seem to be standing their ground. I don't see any aggressive moves by them.
They just regrouped right where you're looking at right now. They just regrouped there. They were driven back about 3 minutes ago when we were running back with them to the back of the building. And a new group of them just came out and regrouped there. Now again, they're throwing things again. There's some sounds of, I'm not sure what again. I don't want to say guns. I'm sure it's not guns, but there are some sounds going on. And someone is directing us to something else going on the opposite side. Let me take a look. No, nothing is going on there. Okay, let's stay back on here.
Linda?
Yes, Ann.
Have any of these officers been relieved at all? Are these the same guys who've been standing there and facing
These
off?
are the very same officers. Okay.
For the whole evening.
This officer just told us to turn off the light. Okay, now an officer has just made us turn off our light. He's bringing us into Parker Center now. Can you still hear us?
Yes.
I can hear you,
Okay.
and we can see you. So stay with us.
Okay, now the officer has got us, and they're taking us over to Parker Center. They've told us to turn the light. Sir, officer, could you tell us what the problem is?
The problem with the light is it's in officers' faces and they're having objects thrown at them and they're at severe jeopardy for that. It's threatening their lives.
Have
They
any
can't
officers
see.
been hurt?
Absolutely.
Today? Could you give us
What
an
do you
update
think I'm
on that?
talking about, ma'am?
No,
No,
I
I
mean
can't
just
right-
now. I have not been able to see
No, I
everything.
can't
Could
give you an update right now, except this is a life and threatening situation and we need your cooperation. If you wanted to turn your lights on, do it on the crowd, not on the officers. They're just standing here.
Thank you
Okay?
very much. Thank you very much. That was Officer Tatro from LAPD. Okay, now we're going to go back the other way where there's another broken out.
Linda, a point well taken by the officer. Those lights can be blinding if you look right into them.
Okay, we're behind the police lines, believe it or not. Now the officers have drug us back here. We're now trying to get back out. They're untangling the lines. We have all of these lines that you have to go remote.
Well, that officer seemed to indicate that somebody may have been hit, or some of the officers may have been hurt.
He indicated that. He wouldn't be specific, and I frankly have not seen that yet.
Okay.
Now they are attacking It's like a police guard shack here on the grounds at Parker Center. They're hitting that. As you can see, we're walking, getting closer into that. They're throwing things at that.
Linda, are you afraid?
No.
You got anybody there that's sort of running interference for you?
I have my cameraman. Here they are. They're turning us over. Take a look. Okay, you can see that. This was a police guard shack on the grounds of Parker Center. Here we go.
We are going to wait and see what happens.
You can see right now they're just jumping on it. They're tearing it up. They're smashing it with their feet.
Well, this has changed a lot since the beginning when it was more or less a war of nerves between the two sides, and now it seems to be more violent, Linda.
I think she got her cord pulled.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, as the numbers swelled, they suddenly, about a half an hour ago, just got more militant and started burning things and started advancing. And as I said, they regrouped to the back and then just all together with that big knot of people. I would say at least 1,000 people here now with that big knot advanced forward. And that's when it all started out. And as you see, here they are. They're chanting, "No justice, no peace." I'll let you see for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, I was told, my cameraman just told me the battery went down.
Your battery is off,
The
so that's why
battery's
we
off.
don't see you
So-
anymore.
so
but
you can hear me.
we can hear you.
Well,
Keep talking if you've got things
We're
to
going to
tell
stay
us.
with you as long as we can see something and hear you. Well, that's it.
Can you see anything at this point?
No, Linda,
They are switching batteries. Okay, I'll tell you. I'll just verbally describe this. Is that all right?
Linda, let me tell you what's going on. We're looking at the fires and looting in South Central, and we're hearing you, so keep talking.
Okay, as you're looking at the fires in South Central, you have small little fires. They just exploded. It's like a Molotov cocktail. They just threw a Molotov cocktail right in the middle of the knot of people that you were just looking at a little while ago.
You're live, Dave.
And they were, glass just flew everywhere here. So as you're seeing the big fires down there, you're certainly seeing smaller fires. They look like they're trying to set a bonfire with the wood remains of this guard shack. They're throwing pieces of the plywood from the guard shack into
Dave, you ready to
a
move
small
to the next
fire. We have smoke now. Do you have video here again?
Yes, we can see you
Okay, now you see the smoke.
We can see the fire.
There you go. There.
Linda, while we're looking at you, we can tell you now at least 5 major fires have broken out in South Central.
Oh. Have the police responded to any of them yet?
It's dark. The fire department responded to 1. We have not seen any evidence they've responded to the others. What's that flag there? Is that the
flag of Mexico? I believe.
What is
Correct
the?
me if I'm wrong.
yeah.
The flag of Mexico.
If you had to describe the mood of this crowd, would you say this was a crowd that was bent on violence or just a crowd bent on expressing itself?
I think it's more expression. I think violence is kind of an afterthought. It's kind of a group thing where they get around and they start screaming and the other one starts screaming and then you see violence in spurts like this. The gentleman here just said it's negative energy. They
At the
a
risk
gentleman
of
who clearly doesn't appreciate this. Now can you see the fire now?
yes, and
Fire is
at
getting
the risk
larger.
of some naivete, and we've got a
Excuse
split
me.
screen now. We're looking at you and the in South Central, Linda, where you are. Are the television cameras making these people do some of these things they wouldn't otherwise be doing?
The situation that's going on right here, the bonfire,
Yes.
no, because the TV cameras were in the other direction. Remember, we were on the other side when
Okay.
this started. So it's like they broke away from that knot right in front of Parker Center. This group here broke away, went to the other side of Parker Center, the south side, where there were no media, and started doing this on their own. So no, as opposed, the officer was saying another problem they were concerned about is as soon as the lights of television cameras, of course, go on,
What are the police doing now, Linda?
they're doing nothing.
Linda?
They are doing nothing. You see no officers here at all.
That seems to be the modus operandi
It's
for
just-
LAPD for this whole night. We're a little in the dark ourselves about why this would be.
It is just the media taking pictures and the people.
And the protesters.
And the officers, let me take a glance back to Parker Center here and see what I see over there. The officers are back where we left them a few moments ago, still standing in line. Let me take the camera real quickly. Can you see, do you have video of us now?
Yes, you're on camera.
You're on, okay. Let's take the camera over here, show the officers. Show the officers just standing there doing absolutely
Turn the light
nothing
off.
about this.
Okay,
we
good,
need
the
the
light's
light. Can we turn the light on for a moment?
No, because they
Okay, just for a
Okay, but
there we go. Can you see at least an outline of them standing
Absolutely.
there?
You don't need the
Okay.
light, Linda. You
Okay,
don't need
we
it.
don't need the light. It's okay. That's a different light anyway. It's not ours. Okay, that's what they're doing. That's where the police officers are. That's 50 yards from where this guard shack is now burning. But they're doing nothing. I think it's clearly it's a response that they have sorted out in their heads in terms of this plan, is
Linda,
not to do anything.
Let us go away from you just for a second, please, and please hang in there.
This is Ann Martin and Paul Moyer. We've been on the air since about just before 7.
About 6:45. Have we got Rick Romero someplace?
We're not on at this point.
All right, Rick Romero, I don't know where you are, but if you're with us, if you have something to tell us, do it. Okay, we lost Rick Romero. All right. You see that sign, vote yes on Prop F. One wonders what effect all of this is going to have on that very important proposition.
This is tape from downtown
Los
where
Angeles.
there has been a loss of control downtown too, a lot of disruption, some violence, fires being set. We're looking at a young man being arrested there. And the police have been turned out in riot gear this evening, protecting Parker Center, protecting City Hall, taking gangs away who are trying to break down the doors and windows at the LA Times building. They assaulted the state office building. They've been setting fires to palm trees. It's been a terrible scene downtown.
Well, it all started with a rather peaceful demonstration that just got out of hand. And
Early this afternoon. They showed up early this afternoon.
And we're assuming that most of this damage was done by people other than the original band of death.
Okay, here we go. Paul, as you see, the officers are in the street. The protesters have moved to City Hall South. They are moving to City Hall South. We have eyewitness news vans headed there to get that. They have moved to this, over there. The officers here are just kind of surrounding the remaining 50 or so protesters. That's all that's going on now. So it is now clear of Parker Center. Parker Center is now clear. The officers have pushed them back, and the protesters took a different strategy and went the other way. So they went, Sean, if you can show over that way. City Hall South is to my right here, and they went through these buildings and just surrounded and just went marching over there. So there you have the end of the Parker Center demonstration.